Hello, everyone. Welcome to Chai and Book Carol. My name is Amanda, and this is my little bookish corner of YouTube where I talk about the books that I'm reading, the books that I'm going to read, the books that I think that you should read. So today we are going to be filling my February TBR. It is almost February, and so it is time to see what the universe wants me to read for February. So we are going to be pulling out my TBR jar. I put some stickers on it, which was lots of fun. We have all of my prompts in here, and so let's get started. All right. So, just a recap of how this works. This is a prompt TBR jar, which means that instead of titles, I have prompts. There are orange tags or paper slips, whatever. And these are for physical books that I have in my libraries. And then I also have green slips, which are for Kindle Unlimited, since I do have Kindle Unlimited and I want to make sure that I'm utilizing that resource. So what I'm going to do is I am going to be pulling 2 orange slips, 2 physical books, and 3 Kindle Unlimited books. So here we go for this. But first, we have the slips that we had for January. And we are just going to take these and put them in our little discard jar here, just like so. Okay, now our basket is empty and ready for our February slip. So let's pull the first one. Just gonna stick my hand in here and I'm going to pull out the first slip, which is a green one. So it says dragons. So I'm going to get a Kindle Unlimited book about dragons, which I love. Dragons, if you don't know anything about me, dragons and octopuses, whatever, are my spirit animals. I love them beyond reason. So any book about dragons or octopuses, octopi, are fantastic. So I'm excited about that one. Okay, that goes in our basket. Next, all right, we've got a physical book. Oh, a book underneath its dust jacket. I'm gonna have to think a minute about this, about why I put this prompt in here. Is this like a naked book that doesn't have a dust jacket? I do have some of those. Or was it I just had to pick a book that I liked without its dust jacket? I'm gonna have to ponder this for a minute. Hold, please. I think we're gonna go with a book that I like without its dust jacket. So a hardcover book or a book that I think is pretty that does not need its dust jacket. That's what we're gonna go with for this prompt. So that's what happens, people, when you get to be my age and you can't remember why the heck you put the prompt in there in the first place. That goes in the basket. Okay, next, pull out another one. Okay. A book whose author's last name starts with a B, because my last name starts with a B. So I need to find a book whose author's last name starts with a B, just like mine. All right, that'll be fun. Have to wander around my library and find an author. I have a couple in mind already for that. Okay, but we'll wander together and we'll find one. Okay, so now I need some green slips. Okay, so next we have, a witchy book. This will be fun. Okay, so a witchy Kindle Unlimited book. That goes in there. Okay, last one. It's stuck together. Okay, I got it. Okay. This should be interesting. read the first book in the recommended for you section. Okay, that's going to be interesting. Okay, here we go. I have my basket. It is time to begin the search. We'll begin in the physical libraries and then we will move to the computer. So let's go. Okay, we are here at my computer. So the first Kindle Unlimited is Dragons, and I decided to go with A Bond of Trust by Jamin Eve. This is the fourth book and the last book of the Shifter City Fated Mates. I've already read the first three, and this is the last one that's come out, and it does have dragons in it, and so I'm going to go ahead and add that to my Kindle library, and we are going to go and call that good for my dragons. Now we need something that is witchy. So I like Heather Carson. I've actually met her at one of the book conventions I was at, and she's so nice. I think I'll try it. The Witch's Wolf. Yeah, okay, I'll try it. Why not? Okay, so there's my witchy one. Okay, now I need to go to the first book in the recommended for you section. Okay, so my first pick, or my first recommendation in Kindle Unlimited, is this one, Catherine Cowell's Death to Valentine's Day. And this is part of a series that Amazon Original Stories did, The Improbable Meet Cute. And so I read the one by Navessa Allen, and that was really good. I enjoyed that one. And so that's probably why they're recommending this one. So we will add it to my library. Oh, looks like I have to return one. So we'll return that one. Okay, we have got all of our books picked out for February. Now, I usually read around 15 to 20 books a month. For January, I read 26. I'm going to be doing a monthly wrap up here in the next couple of days, so look for that video. And so I pulled 5 prompts, and then the rest of the books for the month will just be my mood, reading, brain, wherever it decides to take me for the rest of my books. So that allows me freedom and just kind of reading however many and whatever I decide to read. So, all right, let's go through what we have got. So my first Kindle Unlimited pick was Dragons. I'm going to be reading A Bond of Trust by Jamin Eve. This is part of a series that she has written. This is the fourth and final book. I've already read the first 3, and this one just came out, so I'm excited to start it. I've been planning on reading it anyway, and it does have dragons in it, and so that's what I'm going to read for that one. Then we have a witchy book, Kindle Unlimited, and I picked The Witch's Wolf by Heather Carson. I decided to go with this one. I've met Heather Carson. I've read most of her books, but I actually haven't read this particular series yet. And so I'm excited to get into this one, and I'm sure I'm going to love it. I've loved all of her books. So I'm going to go with that one. Then the first book that was in my recommendations for Kindle Unlimited, which was Death to Valentine's Day by Catherine Cowles. And this was, again, part of the Amazon Originals, part of a Impossible Meet Cute series that they did. I've already listened to one of those books, which is probably why it got put into my recommendations. So we'll go with another one. It's February, Valentine's Day, so this is fine. It fits right in. Okay, then we've got a book whose author's last name starts with B. So I picked Lauren Beale, and this is Sinner's Retreat. This is part of the Slaycation series. Look at this book, isn't it beautiful? I actually picked up this series when I met her at a book convention, and she is great. So I am really excited to read this and start this. And so this is the pick for the last name that starts with a B, Lauren Beale. Then we have a book underneath its dust jacket. So I have Elsie Silver's Wild Love. I have never read anything by Elsie Silver, but this was part of a book subscription that I had. And as you can see, even without the dust jacket, it's absolutely gorgeous. And so I grabbed this one, and we are going to read it and give it a go. So I'm excited about that one. All right, that is my February TBR jar picks, and I am very excited to get those read. All of them are really good picks. I'm very excited about it. I do have some other ones rumbling around in my brain already that are going to be either coming out or that I've already kind of had set aside that I want to read that I'm excited for. So those will probably get read for February as well. If you're interested in what I read for January, keep your eyes out for that video because that's going to be coming out soon. Otherwise, I will see you next time. Bye.